Welcome to the Pins and Friends podcast. We're all about the downtown Bristol experience. Bowling, events, tasty food, and unforgettable fun. Join Chip Zimmerman, owner of Pins and Friends, as he brings the energy and stories that light up our community. Let the good times roll.
A trip to Pins and Friends offers more than just duckpin bowling. Downtown Bristol has a lot to explore. From vibrant local culture to unique dining experiences, there's something for everyone. But what are the must-visit spots when you're in the area? Hi, Skip Monty, co-host / producer, back in the studio with Chip Zimmerman. Chip, how's it going this Friday?
Hey, Skip.
Awesome,
Good.
awesome. Ready to roll. All right. Well, in our last episode, we talked about how Pins and Friends contributes to regional tourism. That begs the question, what else is there to do in downtown Bristol during a visit to Pins and Friends?
Well, I compare downtown Bristol to like a mini Gatlinburg or Pigeon Forge. It's really quite amazing what activities and attractions have been packed in our little downtown area. You know, the biggest thing that people come to see is just how they can exist in two states at one time. So that's always a big draw. Just coming downtown and stopping traffic while you take a selfie in the middle of State Street. That's always exciting to see if they're going to survive or not. So that's a big attraction in itself, just the geography of our location. But honestly, with a lot of people have invested a lot of time and money in their dreams downtown. Some of our neighbors, like the Southern Churn, speaking of like Pigeon Forge, I mean, they got all kinds of great candy that you grew up with and still eat, but they also make their own fudge and they got ice cream, milkshakes and stuff like that. So, you know, that's a really fun place to hang out as a kid of all ages. You know, I can't speak enough of that place. And then you have Cranberry Lane sort of next door with all the crafts and the home goods and stuff like that and jellies. It's really quite amazing the stuff that Karen Hester, who owns the place, she keeps down there. But it's like a little Gatlinburg. It's really quite quaint and they've got some unique things there. Plenty of other activities. There's a good activity called Killing Time Kiln, but I think everybody calls it Killing Time. You can go there and fire your own pottery and paint your own pottery and make a unique piece of art and memories. So, you know, that's a unique thing. There's a lot of live music. The music scene's pretty active down there between Cascade Draft House, which has more beers than you could shake a stick at. There's some flavors there you never think you'd ever hear of in beer, but they sell it. They've got live music, Delta Blues. Not only do they have great barbecue, but they have a great variety of music that you just are surprised to hear in a little place called Bristol. So, you know, they bring a lot of talent. And we're always looking for other places like that to bring more music. And then, of course, the food. I mean, of course, I'm biased. I think Pins and Friends has a great pub grub, but even a little elevated than pub grub. We've got our own signature dishes, but, you know, you got great pizza places like Machiavelli's. You've got a great burger bar. Burger Bar's got great burgers. You know, it's a legacy business downtown. It's got quite its own history. You know, and we got 620 State Street, which is, I let them have the sushi, but they got sushi and they got good food there. I don't trust myself to serve sushi, but just about anything you want, you can get down there. You got Shanghai, so if you want good Chinese, Shanghai's right across the street from us. You got food, you got music, you got some activities. And to top that all off, you have some of the most unique and renowned entertainment spots, really in the whole region, if not the United States. You got the Paramount, and now, you know, the Cameo has been revitalized. But Paramount brings a lot of nationally known folks, and the Cameo just recently got purchased by Theater Bristol. So our local community theater here is running shows, and I think they're even looking at extracurricular entertainment. So they're going to try to bring some other entertainment in there as well besides their shows. So I think that's exciting for us. The Cameo's right across the street, so we're hoping a lot of people come down for, you know, maybe they come and visit us for a little while and eat and get something to drink before they go, and then maybe after the show they're not done. You know, they want to go bowl. Same thing with the Paramount. Your evening does not have to end when the curtain goes down. We're still open. So yeah, we're still there. So there is a lot of things to do, and you can stay there all night. There's 2 hotels down there, 2 boutique hotels. They're getting a lot of press about the quality of the stay you have there, the Sessions and the Bristol Hotel. So they are They're making their own brand, and they're getting well known. So you can stay a whole weekend in downtown Bristol and still probably not see everything. So I think that the downtown Bristol is just right on the cusp of really just blowing up. It's still uncertain what the casino is going to do for downtown. I think there's potential that it could be very positive for us. So we're looking on the positive side there, because there is a lot that downtown Bristol has to offer for anyone who wants to just come down and walk. It's not like Nashville. It's really compact. I mean, basically everything's on that one street. So you can go down one side and down the other and see about everything you want to see.
Wow. Yeah, I speak from personal experience. There's a lot to do. You mentioned the music scene, which is, there's quite a history in Bristol for country music. It's also the home of the Birthplace of Country Music Museum. And I'm sure that's a draw. You might get folks that they're coming to visit that come and bowl with you. How does the Country Music Museum tie into the culture of Bristol?
Well, I did fail to mention those guys, but yeah, they help with the Rhythm and Roots Music Festival. But I do think that you see a lot of people coming in just for that, and I apologize. I'm forgetting all kinds of great businesses down there. Right across from the museum is Blackbird Bakery, which people drive all over the place to come to Blackbird Bakery. And, it's a straight shot right from Blackbird, right straight down the block to us. So, if you need to burn those calories from those delicious desserts, you can come on down to Pins and Friends. But no, they even have small performances. They have a nice little performance area in there that they have very special musical performances and guests. I've been to a couple of the museum exhibits, and it's not just music. Sometimes it's things about like things that were made or are made in Tennessee. It's really fascinating how they turn that stuff around and they make it new for you. But I've heard people, they were fascinated with the history of Bristol. So they've done a really good job of communicating to folks who don't know a lot about Bristol about what Bristol meant to country music. And while Nashville is known as the capital of country music or whatever, Bristol is the birthplace of music, and they're doing a really good job of showing why that is and validating that. So I think a lot of people are surprised about that. So yeah, they're a great draw. They're not the only famous thing here. I mean, we have a world champion billiard player in downtown Bristol she has her own billiard place. I mean, it is really, you can't even hardly fit all this in one little podcast about all the things that are downtown Bristol. And it's fascinating, not just the businesses, but the people behind those businesses. So it's really quite exciting, as you can tell when we get started here, how exciting it is just all the things that are going on downtown.
Absolutely. Well, are there any outdoor activities near downtown Bristol that complement a day spent at Pins and Friends and State Street?
Yeah, I don't know about walking, but there's putt-putt courses. The Steel Creek Park in Bristol is probably one of the best kept secrets of the area. It's a really nice city park, lots of trails, biking, golf course. We have an Anderson Street City Park, and then there's a Cumberland Square Park. A lot of live music's done there, outdoors. And then a lot of the family activities and some of the festivals are done at Anderson Street. So that's just a couple blocks away. And then, there's all kinds of things that are happening in parking lots, business parking lots. I know Michael Waltrip Brewing, they have things happening there. Yes, and I did say Michael Waltrip. So see, even that's in that.
Wow.
It keeps going. It keeps going. And so, the parking lot, they do things like that. In their parking lot, they do activities and stuff like that. So it's really just a fun place to be in downtown Bristol.
Awesome. Well, it sounds amazing. There's so much to do. I'm planning a trip to come check out half the stuff you just talked about.
Sure.
Do what?
I'm just wore out thinking about all that stuff. Yeah.
Well, maybe we could
check into the Bristol Hotel to rest.
Make a weekend out of it. Maybe we could touch on that in another episode, talk about a weekend in Bristol, what that could look like. Yeah. All right, man. Well, I appreciate it. And Chip, we'll catch you in the next episode.
You too.
Thanks for being part of the Pins and Friends family. For more fun, check out pinsandfriends.com or visit us at 700 State Street, Bristol, Tennessee. Let the good times roll. See you next time.